Before John Cena became a global superstar, before the chants, the titles, and the colors, he was fighting for his life in WWE. In Ohio Valley Wrestling, Cena was known as the prototype, a powerhouse built like a machine. He had the body WWE loved, the work ethic trainers respected, and the hunger of someone who knew this opportunity might never come again. But something was missing. He was impressive, not unforgettable. When Cena debuted on SmackDown in 2002, there was no music pop, no reaction, just a young man in plain trunks trying to prove he belonged. Week after week, he competed knowing one truth: if he didn't stand out soon, he would disappear. Then came the moment that saved his career. Standing across from Kurt Angle, Cena didn't blink. He grabbed the microphone and spoke from pure instinct. Ruthless aggression. That slap wasn't just a move, it was a statement. Cena lost the match, but he earned respect. Fans saw fire. WWE saw potential. But still, there was no direction. The prototype had power, but no personality. Backstage during a tour, Cena began freestyle rapping. Not for TV, not for fame, just to entertain the locker room. That raw confidence, that voice, finally revealed who he really was. Era 1 is about survival, about being overlooked, about nearly losing it all, because before John Cena became the face of WWE, he was one decision away from being cut. John Cena didn't just reinvent himself, he saved his career. By late 2002, WWE had nearly given up on him. But when Cena grabbed a microphone and started rapping, something magical happened. For the first time, he wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was fearless, loud, authentic, and the crowd felt it instantly. The doctor of Thuganomics was born. Baggy shorts, backwards cap, chain around his neck. Cena became the voice of a generation that didn't care about wrestling tradition. They cared about attitude. His freestyle insults weren't rehearsed. They were raw, personal, and devastating. Crowds loved it. Opponents hated it. And suddenly, John Cena was must-see television. Every entrance felt alive. Every promo felt dangerous. No one was safe from his words. Whether he was embarrassing veterans, roasting rookies, or shutting down anyone who stepped in his way, Cena had found his superpower: the microphone. But this wasn't just about jokes. When the bell rang, Cena backed it up. The hustle was real. He fought like a man who remembered being ignored, like someone who knew he could lose it all again. Then came WrestleMania 21. Standing across from JBL, Cena carried the hopes of a new era. When he lifted the WWE Championship, the crowd didn't just cheer, they believed. John Cena had gone from almost fired to the face of the future. Era 2 wasn't just a gimmick. It was confidence. It was rebellion. It was the moment John Cena stopped surviving and started winning. When John Cena won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 21, his life changed forever. But so did his burden. From that moment on, Cena wasn't just a wrestler. He was the face of WWE. The company didn't ask him to carry the torch. They handed him the entire brand. And night after night, year after year, John Cena showed up. Bright colors replaced chains and jerseys. Hustle, loyalty, respect replaced rebellion. Cena became the hero WWE needed, a symbol for kids, a role model for families, and the centerpiece of every major show. But with that spotlight came pressure. Every arena told a different story. Half the crowd cheered his name like he was Superman. The other half booed him like he was unstoppable and unfair. "Let's go Cena!" clashed with "Cena sucks." And somehow, Cena thrived in the middle of that storm. This was the era of Super Cena. He didn't just win matches, he survived them. He kicked out when no one else could. He rose after beatdowns that would have ended careers. Whether it was Edge, Randy Orton, Triple H, Batista, JBL, or Shawn Michaels, Cena stood tall when it mattered most. His rivalries became legends. With Edge, Cena represented everything the rated R superstar hated: loyalty versus chaos. With Randy Orton, it was destiny versus entitlement. With CM Punk, it was corporate hero versus rebellious truth. Every feud felt personal, and every match felt like a test of who WWE truly belonged to. Outside the ring, Cena became a global icon. Make-a-wish visits, talk shows, movies, charity work. While critics argued about his booking, Cena kept showing up, injured, exhausted, bruised, never once stepping away from responsibility. But the weight was real. By the early 2010s, cracks began to show. The boos grew louder. Fans wanted change. They wanted vulnerability. They wanted evolution. And Cena felt it. Still, when the bell rang, he delivered. Match after match. Moment after moment. Cena didn't need to turn heel to stay relevant. He earned respect through consistency. Era 3 is not about perfection. It's about endurance. About carrying a company through a decade of change. Love him or hate him, this was the era where John Cena became inevitable. Not because WWE forced him there, but because he never stopped fighting for his spot. By 2015, John Cena stood at a crossroads. He was still a megastar, still a household name. But the wrestling world had changed, and so had the fans. The boos were louder than ever, not because Cena was bad, but because people wanted more. They wanted risk. They wanted wrestling. They wanted the John Cena who could prove he was the best, not just be booked as it. And instead of fighting the criticism, Cena listened. What followed was one of the most important reinventions of his career. Night after night, John Cena walked to the ring holding the United States Championship and made a promise. Anyone could challenge him. No politics, no shortcuts, just wrestling. The US Open Challenge wasn't about dominance. It was about respect. Suddenly, Cena was going 20 minutes every week. He wasn't squashing opponents. He was elevating them. Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Neville, AJ Styles. One by one, a new generation tested themselves against the face of WWE. And Cena didn't just survive, he delivered. These matches reminded the world why John Cena had lasted so long. His timing, his psychology, his heart. This wasn't Super Cena anymore. This was a veteran proving he still belonged. Then came AJ Styles. For the first time in years, Cena wasn't guaranteed victory. When AJ beat him, not once, but twice, something shifted. Cena was no longer untouchable, he was human. And the fans respected him more than ever for it. This era didn't redefine Cena with a heel turn or a shocking gimmick, it redefined him through humility. Era 4 is when John Cena stopped chasing the spotlight and started earning admiration. It was the chapter that turned critics into believers and cemented his legacy as more than just a top guy. By the time John Cena stepped into the final chapter of his career, he no longer needed championships to prove his worth. He had already done it all. As Hollywood came calling, Cena's WWE appearances became rare, and every return felt bigger than the last. No longer the weekly hero, he became something more powerful, a reminder, a living legacy walking back into the ring. But with time came honesty. Cena didn't pretend he was the same man anymore. He admitted it. He owned it. For the first time, fans didn't see the invincible superhero. They saw the human being behind the legend. His matches weren't about dominance anymore. They were about meaning. When he returned to face Roman Reigns, he spoke truth instead of bravado. When he stepped in the ring with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, it wasn't a match. It was a reflection of his entire career. When he stood across from Austin Theory, he passed the torch, even if it hurt. And then, in 2024, John Cena did something that stopped the WWE Universe in its tracks. He acknowledged the end. Not with fireworks, not with a title, but with gratitude. Cena spoke openly about retirement, about knowing his body, respecting time, and understanding that legends don't fade. They choose when to walk away. Every appearance felt heavier. Every entrance felt like it could be the last. Crowds didn't boo anymore. They didn't argue. They thanked him. Because John Cena didn't just entertain generations, he inspired them. Through wins and losses, through cheers and hatred, through hustle, loyalty, and respect. Era 5 is not about endings. It's about legacy. Because even when John Cena finally steps away from the ring, his presence will never leave it.